Now that the holidays are over, we thought it would be a great time to take the opportunity to do a little bit of reorganizing as we're putting the decorations away. So today we're doing a bit of kind of spring cleaning, but like winter edition.
One of the things that I wanted to accomplish today is kind of reassessing where things are located. As we've kind of lived here in this space, I've definitely kind of thought about better places for certain things. So that was one thing that I want to focus on today.
You know, we just came off of the Christmas holiday, so definitely got some things, you know, as gifts and things like that, one of the things we try to do is not necessarily a one-for-one, but sort of when we get new things, going through and sort of getting rid of older things, so we're not just accumulating more and more stuff, because we live in a small space. So it's important to think about those things.
So we'll probably end up with a few piles of like things that we're going to donate, things that do need to go in the storage cage, and then things that we kind of just maybe just get rid of some way. So I think the first thing we're going to do is start with our bedroom, kind of go through some of our clothes and kind of like where things are stored and kind of just assess all of that.
So our closet is relatively small. I think we talked about that before. And we have, you know, even like things like costumes and formal wear over here. So we have a lot of stuff in our closet. What we're going to try to do is see if we can move some clothing out to the storage cage so we have actually more room here in our closet. We also have like these bins here that we have different things in. So I have some of my running stuff here, but then I also have like shirts for my running stuff down here. And so I kind of would like, because I love it when the mornings when I get up to get ready, I can just grab these bins and take them in the bathroom and get ready. So I kind of want to see if I can get everything in these baskets and not have to like kind of pull from different places. And we have little cubbies up here as well that have stuff. So I just kind of want to reevaluate what's in them. Do I really need it? And then the other place that we have clothes is in our little drawers over here underneath the books. So just kind of trying to think through what do we have in each place and what really should be in each place.
Maybe I did think a thing that I do is that I put my house shoes and my joggers here because it's something like if I'm wearing like when I get up in the morning, I'm going to put the joggers like
just like slide them on real quick
around the house. So it's something that I can easily grab them.
That's a good idea.
Out of bed, because otherwise that drawer gets full of junk.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you have a drawer that kind of isn't used. It just ends up being junk drawer.
What I did with the bins with my running stuff. So I put all of my winter stuff in one bin here because I just like to get up in the morning. I can grab the bin. If I know I'm going to be running outside and it's winter, I'll grab that one. If I know I'm going to be working at the fitness center or if it's a summer day, I can grab the one that has like the warmer weather stuff. And then I can grab a second bin, which is this little one over here. And this has like socks, you know, sports bras, like that kind of stuff. So then I have everything I need in the morning to get ready to go work out. And it's really nice that I can just get up out of bed, walk through the closet because our closet walks into our bathroom, take those in there, get ready, and head out to work out. And I don't have to like search for all the things. So that was one of the reorganizations I wanted to do, was to kind of say, hey, I want to have one of these big bins and then a little bin that I take in that gives me all the things that I need to get ready to go running in the morning. I also cleared out and changed this bin into leggings, like leggings and stretchy shorts and things like that. I had a bunch of stuff in there that I honestly just didn't wear anymore. And so that ended up in the pile to donate. The only thing that I had in there was like my joggers that I wear all the time, like my comfy around the house pants. So I moved those into a better location that's closer to my t-shirts, which is usually what I wear them with. So that worked out really nicely. So I think that just small change worked really, really well. Okay, so we have 3 bags to be donated. And then we actually have a couple bags back there of like underwear. There's a company I found a while ago where you can send like underwear and they will recycle it. So I collected all of that into 2 bags of just like older stuff we need to get rid of. But we have 3 full bags to take to donation. I'm going to Trader Joe's tomorrow and there's actually a donation drop box on the way for clothing. So I'll just take that on my way to the grocery store and go ahead and get those unloaded. And then I'll have to look up that company and see if they still do that, so we can hopefully recycle those, because textiles are a large contributor to our landfills and I don't like to send things in the trash if I can avoid it. So we'll see if we can do that. But I think that's it for the bedroom. You feel good?
I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel a little overwhelmed. Like I started to reorganize stuff, and then it was just becoming too much brain power.
Yeah.
I like reorganized this a lot. I reorganized those small bins. The bigger bins are kind of.
Do you still have a couple of empty ones? You got to figure out what you want to do with those. No.
No, they're like completely full.
Actually, wow.
Full,
oh, okay.
No, I just need to. I probably need to just.
You're kind of a clothes horse, though. You have a lot of clothes.
Yeah. Well, I think I had to just hold on to clothes.
Yeah.
Even when it's time to let them go.
If you watched our condo tour video, we have done some rearranging since that time. So we did have like a shelf here, but it wasn't super helpful as a bookshelf, so we ended up getting rid of it. But we have this cabinet, and we've got quite a bit of space, of storage space in this cabinet that I don't know that we're necessarily using perfectly appropriately. When Ollie had his diabetes diagnosis, we bought like 4,000 pounds of food that we don't even use. So we need to probably find someone in the building, hopefully, who can take that. But it's also got this drawer under here too. So we've got lots of storage space. We kind of use it for our games, but I don't know if that's necessarily the smartest use of this cabinet, because we also have this cabinet over here. And we have lots of different like little kind of bins and stuff that have tons of different things in them. And then these drawers, I always forget those are not soft closing. And we have these drawers too. So like we have just kind of sort of over the time that we've lived here, just collected a bunch of stuff. And so these are all kind of really full. I honestly just kind of want to evaluate what we have and then see like what makes sense to store sort of where. Some of the stuff maybe could go to the storage cage, or maybe we just get rid of it. And hopefully get sort of just a better kind of layout of what we've got in this room, because we kind of have a lot of stuff that we just sort of have tucked away. So we started with the drawers in this cabinet, and we'll move down to the lower portion. But this one is just kind of like, this one was fine. We honestly didn't have to get rid of a lot. We just made sure there was no like trash in there. But these two are kind of my like craft drawers. So this is kind of like coloring books with like colored pencils, that kind of thing. This is all like cross-stitching related stuff, but this is like all of my cross-stitching materials, not active projects. So it's like materials for other or future projects. So just kind of cleared out those, made sure there was no trash in them, so they look a lot nicer. And then this nightstand over here by the couch is where I have my active projects. And then like my lamp and my stand and all that kind of stuff for right by where I sit on the couch, so I can cross-stitch whenever I feel like it. We did clear out some stuff that will go probably in the storage cage with like my sewing things. So we set those aside. And then we have a whole bunch of, these are in our closet, but we have a whole bunch of Sharps containers that we need to return that are from Ollie's insulin days. So just kind of starting to pile things up. We got these cabinets done. We were able to get all of our games into this one, which worked out really nicely. We did keep one of the little bins. We originally had just the kind of these little 4 of these little bins in each of these cabinets, but the games fit better outside of the bins. So we did it that way. And then we've actually got a couple of empty ones over here that we can use for something else. So we just kind of have those in there. This is where our DVD player is. This one here, we have our, like all of our stuff for our little robot is in there. So, so that one is in use, but we have 2 empty ones now. Over here in this cabinet, we were able to get a bunch of DVDs in this drawer here. So that worked out really nicely. We kind of put like TV shows and stuff back toward the back since mostly we're going to watch those streaming, but we don't want to get rid of the DVDs. And then we have a couple layers deep of DVDs on this shelf here, but then we have a couple of empty shelves. That's my Lorcana stuff. We're not sure what we're going to do with that yet. And then we have another empty bin right here, kind of on this shelf here. We were able to get like our photos. We have like a couple photo albums and like just boxes of photos and a couple of extra little things over here in this one, but still have a lot of space now in this cabinet.
We did not have a DVD player for the longest time, so we kind of just had our DVDs like stowed, like kind of almost inaccessible because we weren't using them. But now that we have a DVD player again, it's nice to have them where we can actually use.
Yeah. That's true, because I mean, for a couple of years we weren't even like using our DVD players or DVDs because we didn't have a way to play them. Still don't have a way to play Blu-ray, we've discovered, but
the PlayStation has that, but it's not hard.
That's true.
That's the old PlayStation.
You can see that the tree is still up and behind us. So because we tackled our closet today and we tackled like kind of the cabinets in this room today, I feel like we got some good work done. Yeah. We're gonna try the storage cage tomorrow. And that will involve getting kind of the boxes out to get the Christmas stuff down. So I may not take the Christmas stuff actually down until after New Year's. So they usually do wait through New Year's. So we may actually leave that stuff up, but at least we'll have the storage cage cleared out, like ready to go. to get the Christmas stuff kind of put back away.
I definitely ran out of steam.
I did too.
It's not
I'm
a lot
tired.
of work, but it's a lot of mental work, so you kind of like get exhausted pretty quickly.
Yeah, but we have 3 big bags of stuff to take to donate. We've got a couple things I'm going to list on the marketplace to kind of get rid of those. We have a few things set aside that we know are going to go in the storage cage when we tackle that tomorrow. So all in all, pretty successful. Feel good about what we did.
All right, so we're at the storage cage location now.
Already feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I haven't even opened it yet.
I already knew that it was pretty much packed full to the brim. Kind of like, I feel like it's one of those things where you open it and stuff's gonna like pour out. But
right. How do you what do you want to do? What's your approach? Because I have an idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to pull everything out, but like, we probably kind of need to. Obviously, we made a video about this last
spring,
or yes, it was this year, but just earlier this year, and
we got rid of a lot of stuff.
We already need to do it again. So.
Yeah, but the goal definitely for me today is to get rid of things, like to be like, what do we actually need / use, and what is the time to say goodbye to?
Well, yeah, we talked about yesterday, like, you know, we put things out here in the storage cage and it kind of just gets lost and forgotten. So it needs to be, again, like things that we said, like either things that we go get for a specific purpose, like Christmas decorations.
Or like picnicking.
Things, or tools.
Right.
And everything that is just there just because it's storage, we either need to get rid of it or put it in the house, because otherwise it's not going to get used and it's just wasting space. So.
Oh, wow. We just have so much stuff in here. There's Weasel stroller. We are holding on to Weasel stroller because, you know, if we have a dog in the future that needs a stroller. So we know we can get rid of this. This is a bunch of stuff that was for the litter robot, like all the packaging that we hung on to just to make sure it was going to work for us. And now that we know it is, we can get rid of it. Okay, so our focus today is really on, we've pulled a lot of things out of the storage cage, but it's getting, what are the things that we know we can throw away? What are the things we can maybe like list on the marketplace and try to unload, and get it down to what really actually is going to go in the storage cage. And then we were able to confirm, so what we really want to do is be able to get a rolling rack in here for all of our costumes. Because right now we have probably about 1 foot to 1.5 feet of space in our closet being taken up by like costumes and like formal dresses and like things that like we don't wear very often, that are taking up a significant amount of space in our closet, and I would love to get them out here. We also thought a rolling rack could be useful for like off-season clothes or like extra coats or things that we don't necessarily want to store in the house. We have very limited closet space inside of the house. So what we were able to do today is confirm that it will fit the one that we were looking at. So that's really good. It'll give us a little bit of additional shelf space. So goal today, get rid of stuff we can throw away, pull out things that we know we want to get rid of, and then we're going to try to take, we have some like really big bins, and we're going to try to take them and get them down into smaller bins so we can really utilize the shelf, and be able to grab kind of like purposeful bins of items that we can bring into the house rather than these kind of giant large storage bins. So hopefully it'll just be a better way of organizing. So we find that these like Jaffa block style work really nicely for just kind of being able to slide off of the shelf and take into the house, or this kind of like Rubbermaid like shoebox kind of bin style, or even this larger size here, that we can kind of stack on this shelf but have access to, that has like, you know, different kind of craft stuff and things like that that we can take in like one at a time. That's really easy. So that's kind of how we want to utilize this shelf primarily. And then the goal is to shift this shelf forward and actually have the rolling rack there in the back. That's actually a box of our additional flooring for floors that we have to hang on to. So it'll fit behind the rolling rack, have the rolling rack here and then the shelf here. Okay, we have some stuff to be recycled / thrown away. And we have a lot of stuff we're going to take in and either list on the marketplace or go through it and try to get it into kind of smaller bins or find a place inside. So that's kind of what all this is. And that will clear out a lot of space. Chris has got some like camping gear to go through, decide what he's going to keep, what we're going to get rid of. And then we have what's left in here that we still need to figure out. And then once we get the rolling rack, we'll be able to actually reorganize everything. So definitely success, I think, in, you know, unloading some stuff, right?
I feel like we didn't really do much, but yeah, I think it will be better because like.
Well, we know what we don't want to put back in, right? We at least know that.
Even just having like getting rid of a small amount of stuff is helpful.
It makes a difference.
Like,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, because
less.
these are what, like 3 feet by like 6 feet, something like that. 3 feet by 5 feet.
Yeah, they're like
So,
3 by 5.
yeah, so they're not huge. So, all right, we have now moved it into our spare room or Chris's room for us to kind of go through. He's getting the last load of things, but I think we'll be able to figure out what are we keeping, what goes away, and then like what kind of can go in like a smaller container so that it can be on the shelf. Because what I'm really trying to do is free up floor space in the storage cage because we don't have a lot of it, especially once we put the rolling rack in there. But that's really where like suitcases and like that kind of thing needs to go. So if we can kind of get this stuff down to a little bit more like organized and compartmentalized spaces, I think we will be really good and hopefully be able to find things easily. So if we're like, oh, we need another extension cord, or we need whatever, something specific, a particular craft thing. Cause I have like all my sewing stuff kind of separated into different bins. And like, I think once we can kind of get it organized like that, it'll be a lot easier to go out and get exactly what we need when we need to get something out of the storage cage.
All right. So it is New Year's Day. We are back in the storage
Storage cage.
Cage. Yeah, we've already gotten everything out of the storage cage. It's kind of empty in here.
Yeah.
You can see, and then everything is on the floor.
Yeah. We got our rolling rack. So we're going to try to figure out what can kind of fit where. And then we're going to be able to go through kind of everything that we have in here and figure out how we want to compartmentalize it into smaller containers. So that everything is really accessible. We know exactly where everything is. That's really the goal for today. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna possibly purchase more containers, and then put labels on them so that things are more accessible. Because that's
the goal is to be able to go in here, know exactly what you're looking for, walk in, get it, and get out.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
And then hopefully not have to like pull everything out just to get something, because that's one thing that we have to do now.
Yes. Yeah, I think because that's like the only thing. Oh my goodness, the only reason we would need to get to that is to redo the rest of the floors, and so it can be like literally in the very back, just like hidden away. I think is a good idea.
I don't know if this is where it's gonna stay, but we will.
I think that's a really good first try. And I think we talked about this when we did our springs cleaning video, but we secure anything that is like big, long, and heavy with bungees because we had a closet door fall on Chris's head and I thought he died. So safety first, guys. Safety first. So after a lot of what feels like the most evil game of Tetris ever, we have figured out the positioning of everything. All right. Chris is putting the top shelf on now, but we basically have the rolling rack will be in the very back corner. Chris is adhering the top shelf now. We were able to still store our extra flooring back there, which is the thing that is the most annoying. We got the ladder hanging right here, so it's still accessible, not super easily, but it is accessible. And behind Chris's legs is the stroller. So, but we'll still be able to actually get to everything, which is good. The things that we need less often are in the back. Like, I think it'll be good. Okay, so progress made. This is like formal wear up here. These are like all costumes back here. So everything is in a garment bag to keep it safe. And it all fits very nicely back here, tucked away, but still accessible. We can still get to everything that we need to. We might have to pull things out to get to some of these back here, but like this one back here, for instance, has like my wedding dress in it. So obviously won't be getting to that at all. There is like a little shelf down here that we're going to be able to like store some things. So that'll be like kind of some of the accessories that go with some of our costumes. They can be tucked away, but again, still in the same place with all of the costumes. So far, so good. Okay, so moving the costumes out into the storage cage created quite a bit of space in our closet, which will be really great. That is the space that we needed, for sure. So day 3, I think, of working on...
Is it the day 3? Yeah.
I think this is the 3rd day we've worked on this. So the good news is we got the rolling rack in there, and that worked beautifully. We were able to fit everything really nicely. So the other thing that we did today is we went through all the stuff on the shelf.
We kind of assessed what we had. We kind of figured out what kind of... Excuse me.
Bless you.
What kind of storage options that we needed. We're gonna kind of decided to go with these like oversized shoebox bins, and they're clear,
like clear bins,
so we can see what's in them, so they don't get hidden and kind of lost.
Yep. We were trying to figure out how many of those we needed.
Yeah, we'll be able to reduce, kind of like compartmentalize some of the things so they're not just all piled into one big bin.
Yep.
And just make it easier because it's like, again, like we said, if it gets thrown into the storage closet and it's not something that we need to get, like Christmas decorations, it's just forgotten. So there's really no sense of having it or holding on to it if it is that's the case. So
so even the Christmas stuff, we currently have them in like kind of big black bins. We're gonna get some like kind of smaller like clear bins, and so we can kind of separate it out into things that make sense, like non-breakable ornaments and breakable ornaments, and just home decor and like that kind of stuff. So I think we have a pretty good idea of what we need to purchase. We're gonna order those things, and then we should be able to wrap this up this weekend. Fingers crossed. You were glad to knock this one. I checked this one off. So we are back at our storage cage for what we hope is the last day. We have ordered the bins that we wanted to compartmentalize things. They came in yesterday. So
we're just gonna start
compartmentalizing.
Pulling out the bins, kind of pulling out some of the stuff off the shelves that are going to go into the bins, and then just kind of divvying it up.
Hopefully it works the way that we've calculated. We did a lot of calculations on New Year's Day. It's now the weekend after that. So hopefully it all works out. The one last thing that we'll have to do is take down all the Christmas stuff. So the jury's still out on whether or not the bin calculation for the Christmas stuff is accurate. We shall see. Okay, we have made some significant progress. So in the very back, we have the rolling rack with costumes. We do have a bunch of different kind of like bags and purses and things sort of hooked on the side. Obviously our ladder here, our extra box of floors there in the back. All like picnic blankets and stuff are kind of like around this little cat carrier. This is one we don't usually use. We use a backpack when we take Ollie to the vet. But we do have a hard shell kind just in case. So it's kind of tucked way back here. We even have a little space for the Frisbee. The Christmas tree will go on this top shelf here. And our Christmas collar, like our Christmas tree collar, will hang right here. We were able to hang, basically Chris put a bunch of camping stuff into a backpack already, and has it hanging there. All of the clear bins worked like a dream. So we have actually even some room for some additional ones. So down at the bottom, we have like a bin of useful household items like light bulbs, things like that. We're thinking like we could like power strips, extra HDMI cables, all that kind of stuff could go in here where it's accessible. And then like this is a tool bag that's like if we have a little project we need to do in the house, this pretty much has everything we need. We have painting stuff in this one here. And then below that are some tools that would be kind of more specialized tools that we would only need for a special project. And then of course our paint back there. And then we've got some bins here, but you can see we even have room. We can stack a couple of the smaller bins on top. So we even have a little extra space, which is nice. But everything is clear and we can see it. This is all like sewing, crafting stuff. We have room for 2 smaller bins here. One is allocated. That's like our cruise stuff is going to go in a bin. So anything related to cruising. Obviously we have a cruise coming up. So we actually are going to take that in the house and not have it out here right now. But then space for another bin above it. So we still have some space there. And then this shelf here will be all of our holiday bins, provided I'm able to get them down to 3. That is my challenge. So this will be like holiday stuff, Christmas tree stuff. And then the suitcases go in this blank space right here. We do use the door for hanging some things. We have like some big bags and things hanging. We've got like our fish extender hanging out here. So that kind of serves as extra storage for some larger bags that we don't want to have in the house. The Christmas stuff is successfully down. We have the Christmas tree here. I do have one nutcracker that is quite large and doesn't fit in a bin. So he has his own little box right there. This is our Christmas tree collar here. We've got our non-breakable ornaments here. Christmas like decor not on the tree here. This is fall decor not on the tree here. And then our breakable ornaments, for some reason I keep them in this like hat box. Not really sure why. I've always done that. So they're here. And then these are all of our little gift bags because we use the reusable cloth gift bags. So it's looking good. I am pleased. We moved my sewing machine over to that end and then sewing and crafting stuff. I'm loving the clear bins. So our cruise bin will go here. We actually determined, and then we still have room for one more bin if we should decide that we need one. So it's looking good. I am really pleased. All we have to do is really get out the suitcases and we can step right in and really get to honestly anything. I think this is a great use of the space. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I'm so glad that it's done.
This is the best I have felt about our storage cage since we've moved in.
Yeah.
So we've been here about 2.5 years. And when we cleaned it out in the spring, it was nice because it looked clean and clear. We got rid of some stuff. but you still, like, in order to get anything out, it felt like you had to take everything out to
Yeah.
get to what you needed to get to. This feels like, yeah, we have to take the suitcases out and maybe the tree collar, but we can get in there and get to anything that we need. And I think that is key. So hopefully for those of you who have garages, attics, basements, etc., you're feeling really proud of yourselves and really thankful for your space, because not having it definitely
don't take it for granted.
Right, it makes a big difference, because we have really just the one small closet.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the one closet in our bedroom, and then we have our coat closet, and that's really it, because the closet in our spare bedroom we use as your desk. So we don't have a lot of storage space, and so I'm really pleased with what we did here.
Yeah.
So
I'm really happy.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully you liked this video. Again, hopefully it makes you feel really good about your space. Makes you feel like you have tons of space. If you did, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
And if you want to see more of our content, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time.